The bold and the beautiful spoilers reveal that a shocking turn of events has left Finn in a state of confusion and pain. His plan to get Poppy and her daughter Luna out of town suddenly becomes meaningless when Poppy is found dead under extremely suspicious circumstances. Here's a detailed breakdown of each development, clarifying the severity of the incident and the unpredictable impacts on Luna's future as well as Finn and Steffy's marriage. First of all, the source of everything started from Finn's fear. He was worried that if Luna and Poppy continued to stay, sooner or later Steffy would find out about the existence of her illegitimate child. Finn and Steffy's marriage was already on the brink of collapse, so Finn felt more pressure than ever. He wanted to quickly solve the problem by taking Poppy and her daughter somewhere else, avoiding giving Steffy the chance to discover this shocking secret. Finn's motive is clearly to protect his current family. He doesn't want Steffy, a strong and proud woman, to suffer the shock of betrayal. On the other hand, Finn is also worried about Luna because she is too young to suffer the severe consequences of adults. The climax explodes when Finn goes to Poppy to urge her to leave as soon as possible. Unfortunately, he accidentally catches sight of Poppy lying motionless with a cold body. Before Finn's eyes is a stiff corpse, all his efforts to call or shake her are in vain. Too panicked, Finn realizes that Poppy has signs of drug overdose, a terrible scenario that he never expected. The big question is, who is behind this incident, or is it simply an accident due to Poppy secretly overdosing on stimulants? This sudden departure not only shocked Finn, but also pushed the story to a more dramatic direction. Was this a deliberate murder or an unintentional accident? Finn could not help but question Poppy's death. Because just the day before, Poppy had repeatedly expressed her fear of being chased out of town by Steffy and had conflicts with several other related characters. Lee had known all of Finn's movements as well as his relationship with Poppy, while Steffy was probably just one step away from the truth. Could it be that someone wanted Poppy to stay silent forever, preventing her from revealing a relationship or secret in time? It is also possible that Poppy was so desperate that she turned to drugs or sedatives to relieve stress, leading to this unfortunate consequence. All of these questions will make the film extremely attractive, requiring viewers to follow every little detail. Finn's natural reflex when he saw the mysterious death was to call the police to report it. However, Lee, a strong-willed woman with clear views, stopped him. Why did Lee do that? Was she afraid that if the police investigated further, the shocking secrets about Luna and the relationship between Finn, Poppy, and Steffy would soon be exposed? Besides, Lee also quickly concluded that Poppy died of drug shock, seemingly not wanting to discuss any more mysteries. This further raised suspicions. Was Lee involved in Poppy's death, or was she simply trying to cover up the truth to peacefully resolve all the troubles in the family? Finn, as a doctor and also a man who had been close to Poppy, certainly could not stay calm in the face of this sudden departure. He was tormented by the question, was he the indirect cause of Poppy's fall into a deadlock, leading to drug abuse? He also has a conflict with Lee because he believes that the law should be involved, but Lee refuses. Furthermore, Finn is afraid that if the case is thoroughly investigated, the police might find out about his true relationship with Poppy, and Steffy will know about it. This is the second consecutive shock that Finn has to endure, both fear of his marriage breaking up and pain because a close person has passed away. Finn's psychology is now on the verge of collapse. The person most affected by this tragedy is Luna, Finn and Poppy's child. Luna is too young to understand all the intricacies and disputes between adults. Now that her mother has suddenly passed away, Luna not only has to face a terrible loss, but also the prospect of being alone, not knowing where to go, especially when her identity with Finn has not been made public. Finn certainly can't abandon his own daughter, but any decision about raising Luna depends on how he confronts Steffy and the Forrester family. If Steffy doesn't accept this truth, Luna will lose the chance to live in a complete home. On the contrary, if Steffy agrees to forgive, The story turns to Finn having to confess everything, trading trust and family happiness to accept the responsibility of being a father. There are so many questions that have been raised by Poppy's sudden death. Who was the last person to appear before she overdosed? Was Lee really trying to cover up some details, or was she just trying to protect Finn's honor? Was another shadowy figure intentionally trying to harm Poppy to prevent her from revealing some secret? Each question is key to the dramatic plot in the future. The incident is still unclear, and everything has temporarily stopped at the conclusion of drug overdose given by Lee. The audience cannot help but question the reliability of this conclusion. Poppy's murder is a shocking event, prompting a series of changes in the plot. Finn now struggles with guilt and fear of having his secret exposed. Steffy may discover abnormalities and investigate in her own way. Luna faces a life of motherlessness, an uncertain future. Lee is increasingly suspected for his actions in obstructing the investigation. With all the above factors, it is undeniable that the new climax of The Bold and the Beautiful is being pushed to a more dramatic level than ever. Poppy's death creates a domino effect that deeply affects many characters, while opening up countless future developments for the show. Poppy's sudden death from drug overdose, or for a mysterious reason, is not only shocking, but also exposes many potential conflicts in the relationship between Finn, Steffy, Lee, and the troubles surrounding Luna's future. Will the truth be buried, or will Steffy gradually discover the secret and then go into a rage? How will Finn protect his daughter? Those questions are still open, waiting to be answered in the next episodes of The Bold and the Beautiful. Let's wait and see which path they will choose, in a context of both loss and suspicion. A series of events surrounding Poppy's sudden death are causing all involved characters to fall into a spiral of tension and suspicion. It seemed that the case would soon fall into silence when Lee tried to prevent the investigation, but Finn, with his conscience and responsibility, still wanted to get to the bottom of the truth. More notably, Steffy appeared calm and clearly expressed her intention to settle to avoid affecting her marriage with Finn. However, before Poppy died, she and Steffy had a big argument, and what happened next showed that Steffy was not innocent. Will the police find clues to expose the person behind this conspiracy, or will Poppy's daughter Luna expose the truth herself to avenge her mother? Immediately after Poppy was found dead with many unusual signs, Finn immediately wanted to report to the police and seek justice for the person who had a relationship with him. However, Lee tried to prevent all investigation efforts. Lee's motive may stem from her desire to protect Finn and her family's honor, especially when the incident involves a love affair and a hidden child. Fear of scandal. Lee understands that if the police investigate further, sooner or later the secret about Luna and Finn's role as well as Steffy's involvement will be exposed. The Forrester and Lee families have already gone through too many storms, so she doesn't want things to get out of control. She also fears that Finn will be dragged into a complicated legal vortex if the investigation results show any traces related to him. As a doctor, Finn needs to maintain his image and reputation even more. However, Finn, due to his guilt and sense of responsibility, cannot turn a blind eye to Poppy's mysterious death. He is determined to find out the truth, even if it puts his marriage with Steffy in danger. Despite Lee and Finn's efforts to hide it, Steffy turned out to know about Finn and Poppy's relationship. She chose to stay silent to monitor the situation, and at the same time took the opportunity to show off to Poppy. All of this was to maintain the image of a peaceful family in front of the public, as well as to minimize the possibility of the secret being exposed. Steffy was once obsessed with Sheila, who constantly interfered and ruined her family life. Therefore, Steffy was very wary of other women related to Finn. Although angry at discovering Finn's shady relationship with Poppy, Steffy still wanted to maintain this marriage, at least in name. She did not want all her efforts and family happiness to be destroyed because of this scandal. Steffy's proactive concealment of information related to Poppy, as well as avoiding letting the public know too deeply, showed that she was willing to do anything to protect her interests. Before Poppy's sudden death, she and Steffy had a tense confrontation. Steffy was angry and defensive, while Poppy was driven into a desperate situation. Poppy seemed to realize her mistake in interfering in Finn and Steffy's marriage. She tried to promise not to get close to Finn again, hoping that Steffy would let her go. From her painful experience with Sheila, Steffy believed that promises of disappearing were never true. She suspected that Poppy was just saying it to ease the situation and had no intention of leaving Finn forever. This argument puts the two women on opposite sides, with a tense scene and the risk of violence. It is these emotions that fuel Steffy's next move. The incident culminates when Steffy secretly puts drugs in Poppy's glass of water. This is an extremely important detail, showing that Steffy not only wants to warn Poppy, but is also willing to risk, even endanger the other person's life to end the threat to her marriage. Steffy sees Poppy as another version of Sheila who has ruined her life many times. Therefore, she loses all patience and wants Poppy to leave her family picture forever. Putting drugs in the glass of water shows that Steffy has calculated carefully. She knows that Poppy is confused and can combine with other stimulants to lead to serious consequences. However, Steffy may not have foreseen that her behavior will push Poppy to death. Before leaving Lee's house, Steffy erased all traces to avoid suspicion. She wiped away her fingerprints and cleaned up anything that might be related to the drug disposal. This is the expression of someone who intends to hide her guilt. Steffy acted neatly and secretly, showing that she knew how to make it difficult for the police to investigate. Although she was confused by fear, Steffy was still sober enough to clean up the scene, proving that she was strong-handed and willing to ignore the consequences to protect herself. Erasing traces shows that Steffy acted intentionally, not just in a moment of rashness. This increases the seriousness when the authorities get involved. Despite Lee's efforts to stop her, the police started investigating because Poppy's death had too many suspicious points. Finn also persistently demanded justice and reason. At this time, Steffy was at risk of being exposed if the investigators found any evidence of the drug-containing glass. Finn, on the one hand, feels sorry for Poppy's death, but on the other hand, he still loves Steffy and doesn't want to lose his family. However, he cannot ignore his moral and professional principles. She will try to minimize the attention on Steffy by giving explanations or even using her personal power to close the case. Will Finn stand by Steffy to protect her, or will he follow the call of truth? This is the key to pushing the drama to its climax. Most importantly, the death of his mother leaves Luna with a terrible shock. Luna is deeply hurt and may feel resentful when she sees Finn's family and Steffy still living peacefully. Determined to avenge her mother, Luna can find clues, question the last glass of water Poppy drank. From there, she accidentally becomes an important key to discovering Steffy's criminal behavior. If Luna discovers that Steffy is the one behind Poppy's death, she certainly won't stand by and watch. The conflict between Luna and Steffy could lead to many unpredictable consequences, including Luna publicly exposing Steffy, shaking the Forrester family to its core. From all the details above, it is easy to see that the story does not stop at just a drug overdose accident. Underneath the smooth surface, a series of potential conflicts are about to explode. Finn is at a crossroads between his love for Steffy, his desire to protect his daughter Luna, and his responsibility to clarify Poppy's death. Will Steffy be exposed? Will the evidence Steffy left behind really be erased? Or will the police find the important link through the statements of Finn, Lee, or outsiders? Is Lee actively protecting Steffy, or does she have her own motives? It is very possible that she believes that keeping quiet will be the best solution, avoiding scandal for the family. Will she accept the police's explanation that her mother died in an accident, or will she be determined to go all the way to get justice? Each episode is forcing the characters into difficult decisions that could completely change their lives. The film promises to explode with a series of dramatic situations where loyalty, love, and truth must collide and filter each other. Poppy's mysterious departure not only does not close the troubles, but also begins the climax of The Bold and the Beautiful. A series of characters are holding big secrets, and each has their own reasons for hiding or searching for the truth. Steffy, although temporarily successful in eliminating Poppy, still has to face the police investigation and the risk of being exposed to Finn and Luna. Can Steffy turn things around, or will the situation change when the clues are gradually revealed?